What's up, guys? It's Friday. You know what that means. Champion review time.
Yep.
And very funny because we were talking about Taric at the beginning of the previous episode and had no idea that he was going to be next in line.
Yeah, we weren't paying enough attention to our champion list, but that's all right. That just made it a little bit more fun. We got a little slight preview earlier in the week, and you get a nice little piece of closure coming up here with El Fabio.
Yeah, we also, speaking of Taric, I mean, we were playing some stuff with like Neela bot lane, and obviously it wasn't like we saw some Reddit posts like, oh, you know, Neela is a good enabler for hypercarry healers. So Taric, and we tried Sona. Taric was, it felt really gross with the healing. Like, it's fucking good.
Yeah,
it was fun.
I didn't realize with that idea even that like we found out playing Neela, someone picks up the honey fruit in the river.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does. I just hadn't thought about that. I'm like, oh, what an interaction that I definitely wouldn't have thought about.
So I wonder if on ARAM, if you get the healing relic, that just boosts everybody's healing.
Maybe.
That's interesting.
I haven't noticed if it does anything with like Spirit Visage either. Champions that are getting, yeah, that'd be interesting to see. I wonder if that. We'll theorize about that in a different episode. This isn't about Neela. I could go down that rabbit hole for the next 30 minutes. So let me stop myself.
Yep. And before we talk about Taric and Gangplank, we'll go to last week's poll. Yes. And it was, which champion becomes more OP at level 16? Kassadin or Kayle? And Kassadin was 75% of the vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it's Cass, for sure. Like,
I think it's close. And I think there's a couple other factors. In a 1v1, it's probably Kassadin because he can actually just stop Kayle from what she's doing. And if he stops Kayle from what she's doing, she can't attack. You know what I mean? He just jumps on her and blows her up. I mean, she does have that ulti, which is pretty gross. That could save her from being blown up, but Cass might just outrange her.
I think it's 1v1 and team fight, because Kassadin gets a kill. He gets Presence of Mind reset on his mana, and he just has a flash every 1 second that does damage.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Kassadin more disgusting. So, thank you guys for participating in that. And we're going to get right into it. So, we're looking at Taric first.
Fabio, man. I look at the old Taric, and it's so
gross.
Yeah,
let's look at past versions.
It's so gross. It sucks they don't have the old model up. I think you have to. There's a way to see it. I just don't remember how to do it.
Wow, the Chinese splash art looks fucking badass.
Oh, dude, I didn't even look at that.
Look at him. It looks so
oh, wow.
sick.
That looks super sick. Okay, first question. How does Taric. He just looks so funky in his original splash art. Like the first classic looks so weird. And then they turn him into, like, he's supposed to be all about gems, but I feel like he's more about frost, like more Freljordian in style, you know what I mean?
Yeah, this first one, like, I get no gem, like, nothing about gems.
Right. I'm getting ice.
I mean, sure, his armor has gems on it, but I'm like, that doesn't, I don't know. It's, ice for sure.
Yeah, even the Chinese one looks, like, those are supposed to be gems, but those look more ice
crystals, yeah.
Than actual like gem crystals. But dude, his Chinese arts are awesome. The Armor of the Fifth Age is badass in Chinese. Like, what the heck? It looks like a really cool Final Fantasy character.
For real. All right, so we all know that Taric got a full. Well, both of these guys got a full-on rework. So
yes,
we are gonna start with his first innate. So we're going to go way back when and take a look at this. So, innate, Taric's auto attacks replenish his mana for 7.5% of the damage dealt. What?
He didn't deal a whole lot of damage, so don't let that fool you. That sounds like a lot. It's not a lot.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of, like, if he had like 100 AD, so that's 7.5 mana per auto attack. Or no, 7, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Is that not the math? Okay.
Well, that's damage dealt. It doesn't say pre-mitigation, so it's
sure
post-mitigation, right?
I think that's OP, though. I don't know. Maybe It's a very well, it's a very generic riot passive
Super.
too.
Yeah, this you gotta remember he's an old champion.
It's also
He
like
was released.
oh
When was he released?
2009.
Yes, August 19th, 2009. So he's
This
coming
is
up
like
on a big anniversary too.
what's weird is this passive just screams like solo lane. I guess back then there wasn't.
Yeah, there was no idea of like a support. Like you could run two. I think when he was released, people still weren't jungling yet.
Sure, that's right.
I think.
Hmm.
All right, his second innate. So they got tired of that, and they said, you know what? We're gonna keep the name Gemcraft, but we're gonna say Taric's basic attacks deal bonus magic damage equal to 2% of his maximum mana. The bonus damage is doubled against champions.
So yeah, now that sounds a little bit more OP.
Sounds a lot better. And that screams solo lane.
Yeah, we're stacking Tears, Frozen Heart, all the other mana, Rod of Ages. Rod of Ages
Right.
was still back then. Like,
Oh, that was like
damn,
the best, one of the best items you could get.
I missed that item.
I know, right? And then Riot's like, okay, maybe that's not working like we want it to. So how about this one? After using an ability, Taric's next basic attack deals 20% armor, bonus magic damage, and reduces his cooldowns each by 2 seconds.
I think, yeah, that's the one I remember where like playing top lane Taric.
Yeah. And that's more in line with his current passive, which that the last one was called Gemcraft. The new one is called Bravado.
Yeah,
Uh,
see,
After casting an ability, Taric empowers his next 2 basic attacks within 5 seconds to each gain 100% total attack speed, deal 25 to 93 based on level, plus 15% bonus armor, bonus magic damage. So all of that is bonus magic damage, and reduce the cooldowns of his basic abilities by 1 second. So they took the things they liked about that original one, added something else, gave it a time frame, and gave him a little attack speed bonus. And so usually you see this work really well with his new Q.
right.
It's pretty gross. You can still jungle or solo lane Taric. You just have to have a team that's ready for it and prepared to play with it.
Right.
Um,
Okay. See, let's go back to his. Now let's go back to his original Q.
Imbue.
Imbue. Active.
You gotta,
Taric
you gotta say all of
heals.
his skills hella breathy like he does.
Imbue. Taric heals the target ally, healing himself for the same amount. Taric heals by an additional 40% when targeting himself.
Yeah,
Now
I
that
remember
sounds
that.
broken.
It's like, yeah, you can heal your ally for, let's see, the heal was 60 to 220 with a 30% AP ratio, plus 5% bonus health. So you can heal for, like, next to nothing. Or you can heal for 84 to 308 plus 42% AP, plus 7% bonus health. So you can heal for more if you heal yourself, or you guys can split the heal. Your total healing, if you guys split it, is higher than if he just heals himself. However, it makes a difference in a fight one way or the other, you know.
Also, the cooldown was insane. It was
Mhm.
high. 18 seconds at level 1.
They didn't want him just healing, being a heal bot.
But look at
Um,
him now.
Yeah, I know. Now, Starlight's touch is...
Oh yeah, it didn't change until the rework. Everything's the same.
Yes. Starlight's touch is an area of effect spell. Excuse me. It works in a 325 unit radius, so you pretty much got to be almost right on top of Taric for it to work, or for you to be in it, or be connected with his W. We'll get there. It's got a quick cast time of a quarter second. It does cost 60 mana, and this ability stacks charges. When you use it, you expunge all the charges. It's got a 3-second cooldown, but a 15-second recharge time per charge. So the active is Taric heals himself and nearby allied champions for 25 plus 15% AP plus 1% of Taric's max health per charge of Starlight's touch. He can have up to 5. He periodically stocks up to a maximum amount, and that's based on the level of the ability, so it goes obviously 1 to 5. Bravado's empowered attacks each grant 1 charge. Starlight's touch can heal up to a maximum of 125 plus 75% AP plus 5% of Taric's max health at 5 charges. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah, I mean, I was like when I was playing him, and I wasn't sure. I'm like, I I guess you don't max this first because you're gonna be just using Q like on cooldown like
Right.
constantly, so it's only gonna be one charge.
Right.
So yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense because you're just like boom, 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 boom.
I think the best way to max his abilities is you need to max. We'll get to it, but we need to max the E.
Yeah.
But you take an early double dip into Starlight's touch because of the bravado hits. You can get 2 charges if after using an ability, and I think that's worth it. Then you just go back to it and max it later. But get the double charge because there's a big difference between 1 charge and 2 charges. I mean, you're talking 30% AP bonus, which is not really building, but 2% max health and the 50 health, I think makes a big difference early in the game. So that early second charge, that's the I would say that's the fourth. When you hit level 4, you level that up to 2, and then you start maxing E. That's probably the best way to do it, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, again, we were playing him with Neela, so
Right.
that's is it 10%? No, they nerfed it, huh? It's like 8% bonus healing.
I will tell you if you hang on just a minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna move on to his W's.
Yes, go for it.
But yeah, I think it was originally 10% healing and shielding bonus, like enhanced, and then they nerfed it to 8 or 9. They lowered it a hair. But let's see. Let's go back to his old W's.
Here we go. Oh, go.
No, go ahead. What is it?
Whenever a nearby allied champion uses an ability to heal or shield, either Neela or themselves, they both receive a bonus amount equal to 7.5% of the healing
There you go.
or 15% of the shielding after a half-second delay.
Okay, so it's 7.5. Okay,
Yep.
I think it originally was 10%.
I
But
think so.
okay, let's see. Shatter Aura, Taric and nearby allies gain 12% of his armor as bonus armor. Passive. Oh, okay. Taric gains bonus armor while Shatter is off cooldown. Okay. Active, Taric shatters his gemstones, dealing magic damage to all nearby enemies, as well as reducing their armor for 4 seconds. That's fucking OP.
Yeah, I remember the shred.
I don't remember, and let's see, is this the same? It is the same. Okay, it's the same through all his like innates. But I'm just trying to see, so grants 10 to 30 armor, magic damage, that's a lot. 200 plus 20% of his armor.
Right.
And the armor reduction 5 to 25 plus 5% of his armor. I just remember like taking him top lane, like building Frostfire, or not Frostfire, Gauntlet, Iceborne Gauntlets, and like Frozen Heart, and they had like so he gets 12%
Massive mana and armor.
yeah, and you're just sitting there like AoEing the fucking wave and just killing people.
Yeah, and then you hit W, you shatter it, you shred the shit out of them, and then you start hitting them with your passive, right?
So let's see, current W, Bastion. Passive, Taric gains bonus armor and forms a tether between him and the ally bound by Bastion. While the tether persists, the ally also gains the bonus armor, and Taric's abilities are mimicked to them. Though the effects do not stack. Active, Taric shields himself and target for 2.5 seconds, binding them with Bastion. And then Taric self-cast can shield himself. It was untethered. This will go to the nearest ally. That's good to know. I didn't know that was how it worked. Only one ally can be bound at a time. Searching for a new ally overrides previous bind. Okay. And then, so it's 10 to 14% of Taric's armor, and then the shield strength is 7 to 11% of target's maximum health.
Yes.
It's not bad.
So this is the important skill. I don't think you really level it till last,
Yeah, I don't think there's any point.
but it's an important skill to have because when you use the Q, you now have 2 points of healing. So it's around Taric and then around the other champion. Same with the ulti, same with the E. So it's a very important part of his kit. It's just also the last level because you're not getting much out of the active of it beyond being tethered.
Right. Alright, let's look at his old... It's still named Dazzle, but...
Dazzle, baby. You had to keep that name. You couldn't change that from Dazzle, dude. It was too important to who Taric is to have Dazzle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the original Dazzle was a point-and-click stun, which was part of the problem with it. It had a range of 625, which I think means it actually outranged Ryze's casting on his stun. And it had a missile speed that was pretty slow at 1400. It's not very fast at all. Active, Taric fires a prismatic sphere at the target enemy, stunning them and dealing magic damage. Increase up to 50% based on Taric's proximity to the target. I didn't even know that. The closer he is, the more it
more
does.
damage. Huh.
I think, or maybe it's the further he is, the more it does. I'm not sure. It just says based on proximity. Let me see what the details say. Nothing.
Of course.
Yep.
So yeah, it looks like so again that was the same through all
Yeah.
iterations.
Yeah. It did. So the stun duration was kind of duty. It was 1.2 to 1.6, and it did not scale beyond the leveling. And then the minimum magic damage was 40 to 160 with a 20% AP ratio. And a fat cooldown. The skill cooldown 18 to 14 seconds. Excuse me. It was a rather large cooldown for a rather broken skill. So, I mean, there's something good there, right?
Mm-hmm.
His new Dazzle. This one's more interesting. It's not a point and click. I don't even know if I'd really call it a skill shot.
I think it is.
Yeah, it's like an AoE skill shot, if that makes sense. Tarik winds up over 1 second, then projects a beam of Starlight in the target direction that deals magic damage to enemies hit and stuns them for 1.5 seconds. Tarik can move during Dazzle's windup. So the thing to note about this ability is that the direction in which you cast it controls that beam of light. Kind of like Lucian's ulti. When you see Lucian hitting the culling, he only fires it one way, though he can move back and forth. It's only in that same angle, in that same direction. The other thing to note about Dazzle is when you're connected to an allied champion, they too get the beam of light, but it goes in the direction of where you're casting. I don't know if anybody knows what an orthogonal is. They use them in art when you're trying to draw perspective. Use an orthogonal to keep straight lines and have them make sense, so they all go to some sort of center point in whatever page you're drawing on to create depth. That's the best way to think about it. Like if I took the ability and somebody was 1,000 units away, and you have your ADC in the river and Tarik in the middle bot brush, and you're pointing in the middle at that 1,000 unit away, those two are gonna converge towards each other, almost cross over. If the two champions got close enough, you could actually make an X with the beam. Right, I don't know if it's trying to explain it so audio listeners can understand it. I'm giving you video listeners some hand signs, but it's interesting, and you need to use that to your advantage. It does also deal a massive fuck ton of damage for no reason. I mean, 90 to 250 with a 50% AP ratio and a 50% bonus armor ratio. That's pretty gross.
Yeah, it does some deeps, dude.
It does some deeps, and this is like part one of his combo, right? Is you bastion somebody, or you have someone who's already got bastion, you dazzle them, you start popping off those bravado hits, and then you start healing and start getting those bravado hits and just beat the shit out of your opponent.
Alrighty, and let's look at his ult, which had 2 iterations. Okay. The original one, Radiance, Tarik emits a brilliant light, healing himself every second while consuming mana per second. Does it not say how long it okay. Cost mana. Okay, so it was forever. It was a unlimited ult.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it says 20 mana plus 4/7. It's a toggle.
Yeah.
But after it was done, it had 20 seconds. While Radiance is active, Tarik also emits an aura that grants him and his nearby allies bonus attack speed, 50% for champions, and 16. Wow, it gave 16.67% for minions. That's interesting.
Wow.
You could take turrets like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you could.
Second iteration. This is the one I remember. Tarik slams the ground with his hammer, dealing magic damage to all nearby enemies. For the next 10 seconds, Tarik gains bonus attack damage, bonus ability power, and emits an aura that grants 50% of those bonuses to nearby allies. Yeah, it is kind of weird because it's like it almost feels like his W, because his W is just an AoE kind of slam.
Right.
Shatters gemstones. That's when he shatters his hammer. It's like the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just remember and plus with the passive where it lowers the cooldown of your abilities.
Right.
You're just spamming abilities, and it just felt like Rise. But
yeah, it was
like
stupid ulti.
It was very boring. Very boring.
Here's a nice little note. Radiance's aura grants stats that were worth gold values. So at level 1, if you affected the entire team, your gold value of the stats that he gave was 5,197.5 gold. At level 3, affecting your entire team was 12,127.5 gold. That's actually pretty broken.
I've never seen that like
I've never seen
statistic.
that.
That's
Yeah,
interesting.
that's very interesting. It's pretty fucking disgusting. But hey, I'll take it. I like it. All right,
All
his
right.
new ulti,
Yep.
Cosmic Radiance. Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Taric calls down a star from above that descends to him over 2.5 seconds. Afterwards, he and nearby allied champions become invulnerable for 2.5 seconds. And he also says, "Embrace the cosmos." And it's fucking disgusting if you can time it. That is the hardest part with the ulti, is getting the timing down. And I don't know that it really ever gets easier. It is it's just difficult to time. I don't know. It's a 2.5 seconds, which is a long fucking time. That's the same as Zhonya's, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you're waiting a Zhonya's amount, and because it's a half second, you have to try to internally clock that in your head too. But a lot of times you'll see people either preemptively use it in a fight like too early, or use it in a fight too late, and you're either not saving people. Well, either you don't save people, or if you do it right, you do save people, or whatever it is. So it's definitely a tough ability to use, but it's pretty fucking strong. I didn't know that it has no effect on untargetable allies. So, Fizz, if he's in his troll pole when it drops, sorry, dude, you're not invulnerable.
That makes sense. I mean, he's like untargetable, so
Yeah.
it works for allies too.
Yep, yep. The other thing to note is this also works with the Bastion, so you do get it around whoever is tethered to Tarik.
Yep. So if your bruiser frontliner is diving in, or I mean, technically, I guess you are a frontliner because you're a tank. But like, if your Aatrox is diving under a turret and you're connected, you just pop the ulti and boom, he's not taking damage for 2.5 seconds.
Seriously. All right, and the age-old question: what's the best Tarik skin?
Oh man, it's gotta be Emerald.
See, I always thought
Emeralds,
it was Pool Party. I love Lifeguard Tarik.
they're all pretty good, except, or I guess Armor of the Fifth Age.
Bloodstone's really cool, but Bloodstone's like super heavy metal for Tarik, in my opinion. He's such a soft-spoken guy who's climbed the mountain. And Bloodstone just makes him look super evil.
Lumen Shield's good.
Lumen
I
Shield
just
is
like the
really good. I was
D&D
kind of
skins.
stuck. Yeah, he's even more Fabio in Lumen Shield than he is in his regular skin. But fun champion. He actually has a really cool aesthetic. There was a lot of people that had a problem with Tarik, or made fun of Tarik's original skin, or original Fifth Age skin, Armor of the Fifth Age, because he had those big fuzzy boots, and so a lot of people said, "Oh yeah, Tarik's obviously gay," and this was before League had introduced any of that stuff, and so people were trying to use it as like a way to bring down the champion design, and I thought it was great when Riot reworked it. And to be fair, the splash art was terrible, the in-game model was terrible. But when Riot redid it, I feel like they did this skin tons of justice. Like, it's a very, very good skin, in my opinion.
He's still got the fuzzy boots.
He does, but he makes it work. Is he part of the Debonair line?
Yeah, I think so.
I see Ezreal in the front of that splash art. I think that's
Wait,
Ezreal.
actually,
front
hold
left.
on. Because on the right, that's definitely... Is that Misfortune? Is that Arcade Misfortune?
Oh, it looks like it. On the right in the back.
Yeah, and
And there's
DJ Sona's
Tristana
in the back.
There's Tristana in the front right. Is that DJ Sona in the back? Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I didn't even
Maybe it's
notice
just some
that.
sort of party. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I never noticed that in here either. But yeah, it's definitely Debonair Ezreal on the front left. And is that Riot Girl Tristana? I think so, with the pink hair.
And holding the phone. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah,
Huh.
cool champ, though. If you guys don't play him, he has these very niche times where he's super OP, and right now is one of those times. So, start playing some Tarik. I don't know. Learn him out.
Yep. And we're going to get the GP right after a break.
All right, dude.
All right,
you gotta tell me
Gangplank.
about the Jeeps, man.
Well, first-
you are the Jeeps dude.
Well, first of all, Gangplank, in my opinion, when he was reworked, had the best fucking event, the Bilgewater event in 2015.
Right.
They turned ARAM into the Murder Bridge. They had the fucking what the fuck was that game mode? It introduced that's when Dead Man's Plate. That's when
Oh, it was the ARAM game mode, right? Where they introduced all that stuff?
it wasn't an ARAM. It was a Summoner's Rift game where they're like the minions. Fuck, what was? I need to look this up. Hold on.
Yeah, game.
GP
Blank,
event game mode. And he
Black
was the
Market Brawlers.
That's what it was.
That's where you got Dead Man's. That's where you got
There was a few items that came with that.
yeah. Pox Arcana, which became Morello. Staff of Flowing Water. Let's see.
Yeah, that was late though. That because that staff didn't come in until. Has
Yeah,
that always
until
been in the
recently.
game? Yeah. Huh. They're holding on to that.
Yeah, they were. I think that was
Yeah.
it.
Again, that was like one of the sickest, and also it was crazy because he died in game and he wasn't playable for like a couple days, and I
Oh,
had
yeah.
read up, and people who main Gangplank were fucking pissed because they
so
couldn't play the
fucking mad.
champion. Yeah, that was this dude on rework release was so ungodly broken that like
Right.
again, we always mention the 2015 Worlds where fucking the balance seemed fucked up. Gangplank and all those other juggernauts were just so otherworldly broken.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean, I watched a lot of Tobias Fate and he got me into him, and you know, on Wednesday's episode, season 7 where I played like 300 games of him that season, and he carried me. Yeah, he was fun to play. He's still pretty good right now. I don't know. Maybe if I ever go back to top, I'll have to play him. But a lot of the times, my team just gets so tilted, and that makes me tilted. And I don't
Right.
feel like playing the game till late game where I can just one shot everybody. But it is what it is.
I didn't realize that in that event, they had Martyr's Gambit, but that's what became Knight's Vow. That's pretty disgusting. I remember Trickster's Glass. That was teleporting to an allied champion, but that didn't come into anything. Lost Chapter came out of this too. I forgot about that. Lost Chapter, which was like a core first item for most mages, right? Like the GP thing just turned into just such a good fucking thing for the game. Just introduced so many items and like, this might work, that might work. And then they said, fuck it, we could rework some of them. Like, obviously, Martyr's Gambit was only for 3 seconds, and you redirected 60% of the damage dealt to yourself. And it had a cooldown, whereas Knight's Vow is like, you're connected. But it's a similar... That's clearly where they got the idea from,
So let's look at the old pirate, and he looked so silly before. Like,
He did. It was gross. The sword
what
was
the heck is-
awful.
whoa! I'm looking at this. The original.
His chest hair was awful.
Ew.
It's like coming up from his belly.
Yeah, he looked like a pirate from like I don't want to say like a he that belongs to like
Nutcracker?
Disneyland. I don't know.
Yeah. If Disneyland was hexagonal in some sort. Because that was really bad. The second classic splash art was far better. Like leagues better, not even fucking close.
Right.
And then obviously we have the current one, which is great.
Oh yeah. I will say
spooky.
we could talk about skins later because I know that's gonna be
Yeah,
a fun thing because he's got some good
He
skins.
does.
I don't understand why they released, and same thing for Misfortune. They have a captain skin. I'm like, it's literally the same fucking thing.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, let's get back. Let's look at old GP.
Gangplank's passive.
Grog Soaked Blade. I don't remember playing Gangplank
Don't
before the
remember
rework.
also. Yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah.
Basic attacks deal 4 to 21 based on level magic damage per second, and slowed his target by 7% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. I'm assuming that worked with his Q.
Yep.
Because it was a basic attack. Okay.
Yep.
That's so 21% slow? That's not bad. That's pretty good.
It's pretty disgusting when you're walking up to someone and just hitting
The
them. Although
magic damage was
oftentimes,
dog shit though.
right, right. But oftentimes, you remember it was doing that for 3 seconds though, and
Sure.
you could keep stacking it. But I think oftentimes you're just gonna hit them once or twice and then Q them and kind of walk away because you should have had enough damage to blow people up. Go full 100% crit, and the crit items were not as good, excuse me, then as they are now in terms of their efficiency with other stats.
I might disagree because back then wasn't Infinity Edge 250% damage on crit?
That was the only. I mean,
And you
old
could
Infinity
stack,
Edge is
like-
definitely better than new Infinity Edge.
Yeah, and you could stack like you could double up on items. Like
You could. I
that
think
shit
you would
was
go.
fucking funny.
Like Shiv was really good too, because Shiv was a damaging item. Excuse me, a damaging item that dealt magic damage, so it made it hard to itemize. Right, gave you attack speed and gave you crit, and so it would help you with your passive. You're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go Shiv. And then
This was also back when Trinity Force had crit
yes,
and AP.
Yes.
Old Trinity Force was fucking great.
yes.
I miss it. But anyways, so current passive, Trial by Fire. Man, just even looking at like this
The
was like
icons.
1 second, or excuse me, 1 sentence, and then you got like a fucking 2 paragraphs.
You know, book, huh?
Also, I played him on ARAMs, and that crit increase or there's crit scaling on his
Oh,
passive is
it's
bonkers,
disgusting.
dude.
It's disgusting.
It's a lot of fucking damage.
I've been a victim of it on ARAMs, dude. It's fucking disgusting.
So periodically, Gangplank empowers his next basic auto attacks, not his Q, his basic ones, dealing 55 to 310 based on level plus 100% AD, and then plus 200% of your crit chance. Did they not? Oh, see, based on did they not? Oh, they haven't edited this yet
Oh shit.
because it right after the 100 AD, it should say 200% crit chance.
Right.
So
Yeah.
come on, Wiki, come on, bro.
Well, I don't think this is run by Riot officially.
I don't care. But and then of course it works as well against turrets, but it does 50% reduced damage. But whenever you it's 15 seconds, or if you destroy a keg, it instantly refreshes. So you can take turrets. If you have 3, you literally just pop your barrel, or if you have passive up, auto attack a turret, shoot your barrel, auto attack a turret, throw another barrel down, auto attack, and you just refresh it that quickly, and you can just destroy turrets.
Yeah.
And of course they gave him movement speed when he auto attacked, so it's even more.
Right.
Yeah, it's so like it's pretty good to trade with. Just
Especially if you can get the melee off. If you can't get the melee off, then it's tough.
Well-
But if you can get up into someone's face, which realistically GP shouldn't be able to do early levels.
well, that's why they give him movement speed so he can
Right.
get away.
Right. I mean, he's a swashbuckler. He should be able to hit you and bounce out for a minute and then come back and do it again. It's funny because the way that they've increased his crit and everything like that, it really just makes him play like a D&D rogue. Like you're just crit fishing. If you can get a fat crit, you're gonna blow somebody up. If you can't, then you can do some damage, but you're not blowing somebody up. Let's see.
Old parlay.
Old parlay. Man. So one thing to note is Grog Soaked Blade, his original passive, applied as an on-hit effect, which means anything that applied on-hit effects would proc it. So, Parlay, Gangplank fires his pistol at the target enemy, dealing physical damage. Parlay can critically strike and applies on-hit effects, including Grog Soaked Blade. If Parlay kills the target, Gangplank gains bonus gold and refunds half the mana cost.
Oh, I missed that.
Parlay resets Gangplank's basic attack timer. So, physical damage was kind of garbage. It was 20 to 120, but you got 100% AD. And then the bonus gold was 4 to 8. So you would literally farm minions with this to keep your mana up and to get the bonus gold. Now, if you look at the new Parlay,
It's
going
almost
to be
the
very
same.
similar. Very similar. Active. Gangplank fires a shot at the target enemy that deals physical damage upon arrival and applies on-hit and on-attack effects at 100% effectiveness as a ranged attack.
Which was
Parlay.
changed. It
Yes,
used to
that
count
was
as a
changed.
basic attack.
Yeah, it used to count as a melee, which is disgusting. It can crit for 175 total damage if you get IE at an extra 35%. If Parlay kills the target, Gangplank plunders gold and silver serpents. Each enemy killed by a powder keg explosion that was originally set off by Parlay also counts for the plunder. Silver serpents can be spent in the shop to upgrade Canon Barrage. The damage is similar. It's 10 to 130 with 100% AD, and the gold plunder is 3 to 7, and the silver serpent plunder is 4 to 8 based on level. The mana cost, I think, is a little bit cheaper.
It's less. It
a
used to
lot
be
cheaper.
very high, but I mean, when he was reworked, it still had the mana refund aspect, but they got rid of that because that's he never left lane.
Right. Let's see. I think that's it. I don't think I have any other notes for that. I mean, it's just important for killing your, for hitting your barrels with, and for killing your enemies.
Yep.
So let's go on to his most iconic ability.
Is it his most iconic?
I mean, what?
Ulti?
What? No.
You don't
I mean,
think
sure, but like thematically, the most iconic ability for a pirate
Is Orange and K?
Scurvy.
Yeah, dude, Orange and K.
Yes, because pirates used to get scurvy, which is why they ate a bunch of oranges because they didn't get enough vitamin C because they're fucking nasty. So yeah, GP, man, his greatest ability in the game. It's actually stupid. You know what? I might say it's the most iconic. It gets you out of so much bullshit.
Let me tell you something. A fucking dude can walk up to you, point his mace at you, and banish you to a fucking shadow realm, and this motherfucker pulls out an orange, and you're fine.
Yeah, hold on. I take it back. This is definitely his most iconic ability. That shit's broken. Oh, Urgot slapped you with some chains and just impaled your ass and is reeling you in. I'll just eat an orange. You're fine. Like, hold on. That's just fucking broken. The only thing I think it doesn't get you out of is Camille ulti.
Well, yeah, because you're
locked in there no matter what. Which is supposed to be Urgot's ulti, but, you know.
No,
oranges.
because Urgot's ult is a suppression. Camille's isn't a suppression.
Oh, okay. Alright. So, original remove Scurvy. Gangplank eats a large amount of citrus fruit, instantly removing all crowd control affecting him and healing himself with a 100% AP ratio. And that was back in the day when they used to make League parody songs. And I distinctly remember...
Orange Eater.
Yes, Orange Eater. And I
Insta
really
lock,
just
baby.
remember Christian running around saying, "Are you AP? No, my name is GP."
If you guys haven't heard that, go to Instalock's YouTube channel and just type in Orange Eater. It's fucking great.
You guys have to listen to that. It's
so good.
So good. It's so good. The heal was pretty insane too. 80 to 360 with 100% AP ratio. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll play Lichbane GP. Like, it's fucking disgusting. Current remove Scurvy.
Same thing.
Gangplank consumes a large quantity of citrus fruit, cleansing himself from all crowd control and healing himself. It is 45 to 145 base with a 90% AP ratio plus 13% missing health ratio. It's disgusting. It can remove underlying stun from airborne, but a flash or a blink or dash ability is required to override the displacement. So you can be knocked up, you can orange midair, but you have to, in order to like do anything else, you have to flash or dash in some way. So like Gale Force is a good example. You can cleanse your airborne and then Gale Force into somebody, and you will no longer be airborne. I didn't know that, but that's disgusting.
I always think of like if you get Yasuo ulted, because Yasuo's ult holds you in the air a little bit longer, and you can just shove a fucking orange up your ass and you're good.
Yeah, so the thing is, you'll still stay in the air. You can shove an orange up your ass, but you'll still stay in the air unless you dash or flash.
Right.
So
I mean, to be fair, you shouldn't be using any this or cleanse or whatever if you get knocked up. Don't
Right.
don't use, it's a waste.
Right. All right, dude. Let's talk about the the old E.
Fucking garbage.
This garbage ass ability, dude.
I'm pretty sure he was in the store or in the client, he was labeled as support, right?
Yeah, a secondary
Because of
role of
this.
support because of this, dude. I was gonna say that. I'm glad you said that because I was
Yeah.
literally gonna say that right after. Yeah, this fucking garbage ass ability. The only thing that was not garbage about it was that it gave you passive AD and passive movement speed. That's really all you needed to know.
Well, I'm looking, is he still, I'm looking in his abilities. I'm trying to see if he's still labeled as a support.
No, oh no. He's labeled as specialist, I think.
I know, but I'm saying in the client where they fucking have old ass shit just hanging around. But no, it says specialist, which is like an everything kind of.
Yeah, it was specialist to me feels like it's a unique gameplay style, right? And GP is unique with his E. So, just real quick with Ray's morale, his old E, he would get the self bonus attack damage and self bonus movement speed, but when he cast the ability, he would lose that, but he would give it to teammates. It wouldn't be as much, so he could give bonus AD to his teammates 8 to 16, and bonus movement speed 3 to 7%. But when he didn't actually activate it, he would get 12 to 40 bonus AD and 8 to 20% movement speed. So it's one of those like you level it, but then you never ever touch that key.
Don't use it. Fucking, you're nerfing yourself.
You're you're nerfing your team fight too. So unless there's literally 5 people around you when you use it, don't fucking use it. New E, dude, take it away.
Oh, powder keg. I see. I mean, since the rework, I think this is just so. His barrels are really iconic because like
Yes.
you can do some nasty fucking combos with this thing.
The ghost barrel, the triple chain, the ghost triple chain.
Also, I think the most OP thing about this is it costs no mana.
That is true.
And it stacks up. Okay, to be fair, I believe on release, he could hold 6 barrels. I'd have to check that out, but he could store like, because right now he can hold 5, but they I can't remember when they changed that. It had to have been like within the year they added 2 more barrels to it.
Oh, okay.
Because for the longest time it was only 3. But on release, I'm pretty sure you could store up to like 6 or maybe even 7 barrels.
Jesus.
And that's fucking OP.
Yeah, it is.
Active. Gangplank consumes a charge to place a powder keg on the target location that lasts 25 seconds. I also remember that shit used to stay around for 60 seconds. It could just be chilling there. And you like... And when you... Of course, we already mentioned it. When you detonate the powder keg, you get his passive, the movement speed, and it refreshes your auto attack, the true damage. But
Yeah.
this dude was so fucking safe. You just put a fucking barrel behind you, and you just let it sit there, and like, oh god, no, the jungler's coming. I'm gonna hit that and fuck get movement speed and run away. He was
Movement
so
speed.
safe.
Or you could ghost barrel in front of you, hit it, get the movement speed, do some damage, and run. Like, nasty.
Right, except the only counterplay is you have to wait till level 13, because
Yes.
the fucking... At level 6, the fucking... They all have 3 HP on them.
Mm-hmm.
The first... until level 9? I think... No. 9? Am I drunk? No. I'm trying to remember when you put a second. Whatever. Until level 13...
7.
It's-
Level
it's-
7, it goes to 1 second.
1 second, and then at level 13, it's fucking instant.
Half second, yeah.
Yeah, so 2, 1, yeah, because a lot of times 2 seconds at rank 1 until level 7, people can just fucking kill your barrels unless you're really good at timing it.
Yep.
So last 25 seconds, and we'll connect to other powder kegs with overlapping radius with a trail of black powder. So again, you can place barrels, auto attack them, and as they're being auto attacked, like in a chain, they become untargetable, so they can't destroy them.
Yep.
Kegs can be basic attack by enemies or Gangplank. Can use Parlay, dealing 1 damage to it. When an enemy destroys it, it is safely defused. When Gangplank destroys it, explodes and also triggers a chain reaction that explodes other nearby connected kegs within 0.33 seconds. Safely delay between explosions. The explosions also grant true... Is that true sight? No, it's
just
just
a
sight.
sight. Yeah, just sight.
Okay, and their radius is for 2 seconds. Enemies caught in the explosion are slowed for 2 seconds and are dealt the triggering attack damage, dealing bonus physical damage against champions. Each enemy can only be hit once per chain, and the damage dealt ignores 40% of the armor. So you can't just put 4 in. Yeah. I also remember, and I don't know, I'm assuming this is still not updated because of his passive, but the slow now scales with
Yes.
crit chance. So again, I know we talked about it on the past.
It does say it here. It says 30 to 60%,
25%,
plus 0 to 25
okay.
based on crit strike chance.
Why?
Okay.
So why is it not on the whatever? So yeah, if you build him the same way right now that everyone was, like Trinity Force and then boots and then 4 crit items, it's gonna go back to 80% slow because they nerfed it
Yeah.
the base. But if you build 1 more crit item as your mythic, you will get extra 5%. It'll go to 85% slow. That's what the math works out to. So it's like, is it worth it?
No.
I guess.
I don't know.
5% means everything. I do remember on release it ignored way more armor. Like it was up to I want to say it was around,
wasn't it?
it was 60 or like 70% it ignored armor. It's fucking gross. Like what the fuck? And of course they can crit.
That was
like,
when Last Whisper also ignored 40%. That was disgusting.
oh man, yeah.
Thing to note. Okay, one thing to note. I clicked on the details tab.
Yeah.
They do give you a little formula, but I didn't realize that that the kegs have a special interaction with Spellblade. So if the keg destroying attack was empowered with a Spellblade, its damage will be added to the explosion's damage. So your Spellblade gets added. Plus, if that triggering attack was a crit, you get an extra 10% damage on top of the crit damage too. So it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that's I mean, obviously that's why Trinity Force or Sunder was still good.
Sunder explosions always apply the minimum damage of this item and does not apply the heal. Good to know. The Lich Bane, the magic damage is added to the explosion's damage, but is dealt as physical. Essence Reaver, consuming the effect on kegs will restore mana. Explosions do not trigger the mana restore.
Right. So it's still, Essence Reaver is good.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, again, you have 5 barrels saved up. You can fucking, if you're good with placing the barrels and knowing their distance, and even if you're sitting in Fog of War too, excuse me, the enemy ADC is going to be there 1 second, and then they're going to be gone. Especially if you have like Collector and like upwards to 100% crit, they're toast.
Yeah, you're just ignoring all of their armor.
some of the best highlights of games like pros or whatever, just seeing people just get one shot by a barrel is so fucking fun. All you see is the fucking 1800 crit damage like marker, and then they're gone.
Yeah, it sounds absolutely fucking disgusting.
So yeah. And let's finally move on to Canon Barrage. It's mainly the same, but Gangplank signals his ship to fire a cannonball barrage upon the target area for 7 seconds, dealing magic damage every second, granting sight of the area, slowing enemies by 25%.
Yeah. 20% AP ratio.
It's not that much.
No, not at all. It was kind of a shitty ulti. It just was good because it was global.
It was, yeah, and I remember how gross the animation was. They were just huge fucking, like, cannonballs that slowly fell down.
Yeah, it was like a really bad version of Misfortune's old grape shot, right?
And I remember he still laughed globally, right? And it was a really bad laugh.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, his old laugh. Oh, where is it?
Oh, yeah, let's see.
Yeah, I said, yar.
It's bad. His new one, however, is way better. His laugh is like, again, we mentioned, I can't remember, was it last week where we were like, I like abilities when champions like laugh when they're used?
That might have been.
I can't remember. We did what, Cassin and Vagar last week?
Because Vagar laughs, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Just like Singe laughs with his E, right?
Yeah, except like Gangplank's laugh is so dark and like evil sounding.
Now it is. Yeah, now it's really
It's
good.
so good. So again, same thing. Let's see. Wait, how many waves does this do? Oh, it
Yeah, it
doesn't even
doesn't say.
say. Magic
So it
damage
just did it
okay,
for
so
7 seconds. Yeah.
so per second, so you just do the math on that. But now it
Do that.
shoots a flare into the air, signaling a ship offshore. We're on a fucking mountaintop on Summer's Rift. Where the fuck is the ocean? So that's a very long range fucking ship.
This is true. A hell of a ship.
Targeted for targeted location, 8 seconds, anywhere on the map, calling down 12 waves of cannonballs in a cluster of 3 every or every 2 seconds, granting sight of the duration, sight of the area for duration. Each wave deals magic damage to all enemies within the area and slows them by 30% for half a second. So what was this one? This was 25%. That doesn't say. I'm assuming as long as people are sitting in it, so it's the same thing.
Yeah.
This had the base damage is down, but this has way more waves, and it does 40 to 100 per wave. So at level 16, max base damage if someone's sitting in it is 1200 damage, and it's a 10% AP ratio, and again times 12 go up to 120% AP ratio. I mean, old Gangplank AP Gangplank was actually good because, like, I mean, we just read about Lichbane, how it works with Parlay.
Yep.
And then old Leandries, the burn damage was better if the user was affected or the recipient was affected by a slow.
Yes.
It would burn. It was a double damage, a double burn.
I believe so. Yeah. I think you did double damage if I remember
So
correctly.
yeah, you build Leandries and you just ult and it fucking just wrecks them. But nobody does that anymore. This is more. I'd say this is more of a fucking utility ult than anything now. And it's just to like. It doesn't do that much damage, like level 1, but it's just like, oh, your bot lane's fighting their bot lane, and then, oh, I'm top lane, and I can just fucking, intervene in the fight and just drop a fucking AoE slow on top of them, and people kind of get freaked out, because they're like, oh, fuck, I don't want to sit in this, like, it may not be doing that much damage to them, but they're like, fuck, I don't want to sit in this, so then they're, like, scared, and they start running away, but, if I think I've said this to you a few times, if this ability gets a fucking kill, Jesus Christ, what the fuck's going
You
on?
really had to sit in it, or he cast it on someone who's like
It's a
being
fucking
executed.
chaos.
Yeah.
I've gotten Baron steals a few times with Gangplank ults.
How? Someone just doesn't know what to do with the smite.
I want to say, what was the fucking clip program we were using for a while? Do you remember that?
Oh, Plays TV.
Yeah, I wonder if I could log on to that. I know for a fact I have a Gangplank game. You and we were in the same game, and I stole the Baron. I'm gonna have to see that after this. If I can find it, I'm gonna include it in this video.
You should right after this.
So okay, and then of course with the Silver Serpent upgrades at 500, you can buy them. I thought this was really cool when they changed this. It's like a new interactive thing.
Oh, dude, it was really cool.
So 500 Silver Serpents, you can upgrade to Death's Daughter, Fire at Will, or Raise Morale. And Death's Daughter, a large cannonball lands in the center of the barrage after the first cluster of wave occur, dealing clusters worth of true damage to enemies within the impact and slowing them for 60% for 1.5 seconds. So that's true damage is base 120 to 300. That's a lot. Just sitting, boom, right in the middle.
So much.
I personally, so let me go through them and so Fire at Will, Canon Barrage fires 6 additional waves, so 12 to 18, and they are called down in clusters of 3 every 1.3 seconds. So you get pelted by this one. I like buying this one first, just because I guess you could argue Raise Morale. Raise Morale gives your teammates movement speed if they're running through it. But this is like, oh, it's an extra fucking slow, because it's pounding more fucking waves, and of course once you get all 3 of the upgrades, it's really gross.
As I said, then it gets really nasty. I always went with Death's Daughter first, just because if you can plant it right on top of somebody who's trying to escape, I feel like you can get a higher kill chance for your team in that regard. But I think it depends on who you're playing against too. There's not really necessarily a best one to go first.
I wouldn't go raise morale first.
I wouldn't go raise morale first either. I would always go that one last. The first two I think are the ones that I would go first. But you could swap between the two of them.
Sure. No, yeah. All right, I think we're at the part where we try to agree or disagree on the best Gangplank skins. I already know what you're gonna fucking say.
Oh, what am I gonna say?
Spooky Gangplank.
Oh, absolutely. Spoopy Gangplank is the best.
So that's a close second. He's got some good skins.
Can I tell you my least favorite?
What's your least favorite?
Huh?
Like, I don't like Sultan, but it's not my least favorite. I don't like Captain because his beard is awful in Captain. His beard looks too groomed for a pirate.
It's his face is very thin.
It is. I don't hate Captain, but the artwork on his face is very strange. The rest of it's really cool. I like the fact that he's peeling the orange with the burning blade, and you can see there's someone chained up about to get tortured with that blade. Like, it's got a sick aesthetic, but it doesn't. I don't know. His face structure isn't there for me.
He looks way like, because in his original splash art, he's like, that's him. He didn't die. We found out in the fucking Rune King game that he didn't actually die. He lost his arm. Alawi tested his spirit, and he came back.
Yep.
He looks like, I like that. He just looks so fucking like gritty.
Yes.
And like, but in Captain, he's like, did you notice he's like torturing someone?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah,
Okay,
he's got their arms
that's
up,
right.
ready to torture him with the burning blade. Yeah. It's disgusting.
Yeah, he looks way more like, but his face kind of ruins the whole thing.
He looks way more evil. His eyes are good, but like, yeah, they like oddly pretty much removed his lips. I mean, it sounds weird, but when you look at his base, like, he definitely has a defined lower lip, and then when you look at Captain, it's like, what happened to it? Why is it all sucked in? It's not even, doesn't look like a lip. He's just got like a little line across his face. And like I said, the beard looks too like soft and sultry. It just doesn't fit with the pirate MO. The rest of it, like minus the face, is badass, I will say. But I also really just like Gangplank the Betrayer, which is like the ruined one. I think that one's really sick too, the Mohawk Gangplank.
Yeah, I like it. Ran, which one you want to come over here? And she was
her favorite
she wanted to
is
say what
definitely
her favorite.
Okay, so the first one I thought of was that one.
Dreadnova. Dreadnova's good.
Dreadnova's sick.
I remember that he had a pool party skin, so that's
Pool
always
Party.
going to be one of my ones that I like.
Remember his best used to be Spec Ops for a hot minute.
Pointless contribution. Thank you.
Yeah. No, Dreadnova's good. I like the whole space pirate like aspect. Pool Party is good because he's like on his. I love the fucking. He's wearing the lei and like his back animation. He's fucking flipping burgers and stuff. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Personally, my favorite has got to be Sailor Gangplank because he's Popeye.
He is Popeye.
I love his beard in this. I like how just basic it is. He's chilling. He's got some. You see these pants he's wearing?
Dude, he's got the nastiest pants, the biggest feet.
I used to wear pants like that in high school. It just looks so cartoony, but it's so sick, and it doesn't even look like him.
No, it doesn't at all. I think it's cool. I like the fact that he carries like a saber, or I don't know if it's like a saber or like a rapier.
Yeah.
I guess I don't. You can't really tell based on the picture because it's facing the blade at you.
Unfortunately, this skin looks so different in game because I believe in game his sleeves are ripped and you can see his like biceps, like his arms are out. It's like he has no sleeves, so it looks very different.
Let's see. I'm gonna view it in 3D real fast.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm drunk.
Sailor load. Let's see. It is loading on Timo.gg. Yeah, his sleeves aren't ripped; they're rolled up.
Okay.
And his beard is totally different, and he keeps the bald head. But he's got the Popeye anchor. Oh, it's a silver serpent design, but it's the Popeye anchor.
It's just like, yeah. I wish his hair was longer on top.
I feel like, do they keep the basically the original? Is that why it's like that?
I'm not sure. I guess it's got to be the original art. They didn't redo this art.
Yeah.
But it looks so
good. It's not
good.
even in the original. Yeah, it's not. It has to be because it's not in the previous splash art. So that's probably why. That's what it used to look like. I wonder if on this website it has original. It doesn't. Damn. I remember Special Forces used to be his best skin by a long shot for a very, very long time.
Yeah, the powder keg, when the health is ticking down, it has like a beep, like a bomb
Yeah,
beep, beep,
yeah.
and it's really satisfying.
It's like a C4, right?
Now, in the background, is that who is
Looks
that?
like
Is that Misfortune?
Oh.
The only reason I'd say Misfortune is because they're tied in lore.
Oh, I figured it was Evelyn,
Special-
like Safecracker Evelyn.
Oh no, it's gotta be special. Isn't it Secret Agent Misfortune? I don't know if
She has-
that would.
I don't know.
Whatever. I'm just trying to look. I don't know. Interesting.
I'm curious.
How special are the special forces? Let's put it this way: they're the only unit in the military with unlimited access to oranges.
Ayo. Yeah, I can't tell. To me, it looks like Safecracker Evelyn. But this came out pre-Safecracker Evelyn, so.
Right.
But I remember in the original, or not really the original. I think it's the same. I think the Safecracker Evelyn, she was coming down on a rope, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Her and Twitch are coming down, rappelling on a rope. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's somehow tied into that with the Omega Squad too, maybe. What do they call it?
Let's
Commando?
see.
Who's in the skin line? Maybe that tells us. Garen, Lux, Tristana, Zin, GP, Galliop. Nope, that doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, again, they were including some skin lines are just so weird.
I didn't realize he was voiced by Matt Mercer. That's
Remind me
badass.
who that is again.
Matt Mercer is like the D&D god.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy that, like, if you ever want to know anything about D&D, if you search up a Matt Mercer video, you're gonna learn something. That he is like the unofficial, most widely known, most popular D&D person ever to exist, ever. He's bad. I didn't realize he did his voice. That's actually badass.
Oh, so Tyler's playing Gangplank now.
Yeah. You know what? I remember hearing that he did some voices in this game too, but I didn't realize that he did GP. That's pretty cool.
Well, other than that, I think that's it.
Yeah, we carried this one on for a long time because we really enjoy this champion, especially, but the aesthetics of the two of them and the
Yeah, it was
differences. Yeah.
It was good. Next Friday, we're going to be doing Blitzcrank and Dr. Mundo. Mundo, of course, got a full-on rework. Blitzcrank, I think, has been tweaked a little bit.
Okay.
So, yeah, guys, that is it.
Yeah.
We'll be back on Monday. And, as always, follow, rate us, join our Discord, hit the link tree in the description.
Leave a review somewhere.
Leave a review,
It helps.
comment
It helps.
YouTube videos, everything, guys. And, of course, if you're ever looking to play some games, we've got some people in the Discord server that are always looking for games. And, if we're on and we're playing, just shoot us a message. We'll probably play with you. So,
Yeah, these podcasts, guys, live and die by word of mouth. So, yeah, help us out. Be awesome. We get more people involved in the community. We can do more fun stuff. More giveaways, more stuff
Right.
like that. So, we'd love to see you guys. But for now, enjoy your weekend. And we'll see you on Monday.
stay safe, everybody.